Hey, what's up? Thank y'all for tuning in. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Just because. I know y'all all about support, so I appreciate y'all in advance. All right, so we got the Indiana Fevers that played the Washington Mystics, and the Indiana Fever won in a very close game. Far as the scoring wise, Caitlin Clark had broke the barrier again. She tied her career high, and she did well if you look at the statisticals. But there are some areas that she definitely need to work on. She needs to work on making sure that she plays better defense. That's one. The other thing, she has to minimize the turnovers. You know what I'm saying? She hit the 30, right? She hit the 30, and I definitely think that, hey, Michael, if you can, come on. But she definitely, bounced back from scoring 3 points, and she did her thing. And I must admit, I'm not against her. I told y'all that. One of the things that I understand is that she is going to be a good player. But the problem is it's the media and her fans. They just would not let her, go through the process so she can determine whether or not, what I'm saying, like she's going to continue to play the way she plays or whether she's going to, try to alter her game. A lot of times, man, they're not really allowing people to see her flourish. So in return, what's happening? They are basically, telling people that she's the best thing, the greatest thing since sliced bread and all this stuff, right? And and that's not the case. She came in due to the standards that they put on her. She underperformed. Now, if she was doing this as the rookie and they would just allow her to be the rookie, then she would basically be doing good according to most people's standards. But that's not what they're doing. They're telling people, who is Diana Taurasi? She's nobody. She can't do this. Diana Taurasi is averaging about 19 points a game. If you want to ask, she's still performing at the age of 42 very well. But like I told y'all, I stated that with Caitlin Clark, her success and Angel Reed's success depend on the growth of the league. If they do not have success, I don't think that nobody is going to start paying attention or continue paying attention to the WNBA. So I am rooting for her. I'm definitely rooting for Caitlin Clark. It's the other stuff, you know what I'm saying, that goes on that people undermine and people don't like, that's being said, especially them giving her flowers or crowning her the best or the GOAT before she even stepped foot on the court. That's what a lot of other people had issues with, and the fans basically disrespecting other players just to uplift her. That's what people had an issue with. So nobody has a problem with this young lady. She hasn't did nothing for nobody to dislike her. And that's the cold part. You feel what I'm saying? But I am going to say this too. She definitely almost averaged a quadruple double. She did. Y'all know I got to add all them stats. She end up she ended up scoring 30 points. She had six rebounds, and she had 8 rebounds and 6 assists, but then she had 8 turnovers. So the one thing she definitely has to do, she have to get her turnovers down. I'm glad they won. They have a chance better than the Mystics of actually having a better season. So therefore, I think that she can do well. But for the most part, man, I still believe that she's probably like a top 20 player. I think that she'll do well eventually. But right now, I can't just sit there and go all out, with her scoring in I think 30 against the Mystics. They haven't even won a game in the season yet. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely, like the fact that she, scored 3 points the last game that she played, and then came back and, at in times that, by 10, and did her thing and got a 2 point victory, right? With the team that still haven't won a game yet. So therefore, man, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the future. I want them to grow tremendously. And to be honest, what happened was it was a three fest. It was a 3 point fest in this game. You had Dolson shooting threes, Caitlin Clark was shooting threes, but she was very effective today. I must say that. I must say that. Angel Angel Reese did her thing versus the Mystic yesterday, and today Caitlin did her thing. But it definitely relied on these two young women for them to end up doing well overall. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line when it comes to it. So just to break down the game just a little bit, I believe that I believe that these two teams are the worst teams in the league, but it's a good thing that they can display that they're not the super worst team, far as being worse than the Mystics. I think from this point, the Mystics is going to continue to lose so they can get paid next season, and so I don't even think that they want to win. They want to secure the number one draft for next season, which is going to be good. Because I don't think Juju Watkins is going to come out, because that's the prize right there. That's the one that I'm going to kind of crown early, because I think that not only do she have the height, she have the skill. She can dribble, she can shoot from distance, the mid range, and she can penetrate. So Juju Watkins is the player that I will say that will go into the NBA, kind of like Aja Wilson, that will go in the NBA and automatically do well. Her very first season. That's the one I definitely think will continue to be great. But yeah, I think in this game, what we see is the Mystics. Dawson, she did basically what she wanted to. She shot some threes from deep. She made a lot of them. She went to the hole. They got some penetration. They was able to get the shots that they wanted, and they actually was down and they stayed consistent. They were coming back. They never flustered, and they were still trying to do what got them there, which was going to the hole and kicking the ball out for an open shot. And one thing that I want to say is Ariel Akins. She's a really good player. That's somebody that they need to also put their eyes on, other than Aaliyah Edwards, because she's a inconsistent scorer, but the fact that she can score, it leaves room for growth, in my opinion. So she had a double double with 12 rebounds and 10 points, and it just wasn't enough. Now, if she would have put up the numbers like she did the last game, then you know what I'm saying, they would have probably got the victory. But that wasn't the case. The Mystics, they have not won a game yet, but they are there. They always be in the game on most occasions, but they just can't get the W. So I think that it's just best for them to just go on and continue losing. Although I'm not one for throwing games, I really think that they just not even good enough to beat some of these teams unless they having an off night. It's not gonna work. But far as the Fevers, the Indiana Fevers, like I mentioned, they definitely need to make the proper adjustments, because when you look at it, right, look where Kaylin have to shoot from. She shoot from very far, but she can get better shots, overall, being that she can get a screen set for her. She can do like the whole Stephen Curry thing, and get the ball, shoot it, and she don't really have to dribble. I want to keep the ball out of her hands. She's too turnover prone. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if this was any other team, they lose. You throw 8 turnovers, that's not gonna get nobody nowhere. So she has to be off the dribble. They need to take her off of the point guard position and put her at a shooting guard. The difference was with Curry. Curry actually can dribble, he can handle, but he also threw a lot of turnovers as well. You know what I'm saying? He hurt his team, but the difference is she don't have the pieces. See, he had a Klay Thompson and Draymond Green that can Draymond can run the point. Klay Thompson, it wasn't much of a dribbler, but he had other pieces and other players that can take over if they're not really having a great game. She don't have that. She does not have that. So when you look at her, you know what I'm saying? The most consistent player on that team is Kelsey Mitchell. I'm gonna be flat out honest with y'all. That's the most consistent person on that team. Like literally, I'm talking about above Aaliyah Boston. I'm talking about above Christy Wallace, above Nalisa Smith, above all of them. Kelsey Mitchell is the most consistent out of all of them, including Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? So her stats look good, but she definitely have to minimize on them turnovers. So her stats will look like this: 30 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, right, and 8 turnovers. You can't have more turnovers than you do assists. I understand that you try to be aggressive and try to make the plays, but then if that's a legit team, that's gonna only hurt her. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I definitely like the fact that Caitlin Clark had a good game. I like the fact that it's gonna keep people talking about the WNBA, and I like the fact that that her and Kennedy Carter basically bounced back after hearing all the noise. Although Kennedy Carter was, they said that she was bum rushed, her and a few other ladies, by somebody when they got off the bus, and that was resolved and handled. But it shouldn't be going on. It shouldn't be going on. So all these people that's watching these young ladies, man, just support. Make sure y'all doing y'all part. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, man. Caitlin Clark was able to bounce back. She was able to do her thing. And my girl, Angel Reese, also did her thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to ever give one credit without the other. I'm not going to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the person that got me watching the WNBA and got me watching women's basketball, and I'm going to be honest with you, is Angel Reese. And I'm not going to act like, it was anybody else, But the person that's retaining my interest right now is Asia Wilson. She's the best in the league, hands down. Nobody come close. No, well, Arike, that's the only one, in Kalia Copper. Outside of that, nobody else come close to her. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all can do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe button. I much appreciate it. But that's all I got for now. If y'all wondering when I'm coming back on, I'm about to get ready to come back on. But this time I will be talking boxing, my next love. So that's all I got.